I don't know what's up with the weird 1-star review. My experience with these drives, and I own more than one, is shown in the included crystal disc mark. The drives are relatively fast and so far, and unlike my Samsung 950 Pro, have not failed. Great value for money and reduced my game load times by 80% from basic M.2 drives. This NVMe SSD is faster than my Samsung 970 Pro, or at the very least on par with it, and it's much cheaper. I love it. I attached screenshots of both drives in CDM for comparison. In real world you really wouldn't tell any difference between the two. NVMe SSDs and their speeds nowadays are more than. I am just happy this SSD seems reliable and looks like it will last long. Good one HP/Silicon Motion. I like that it is a great addition to my new HP workstation computer. I am using it as my main drive and the original HP drive as a secondary drive, allowing me to now have 2 TB of hard drive space. I upgraded my late 2019 HP Spectre X360 130020NR with this HP EX950 1TB SSD. I bought an SSK aluminum M.2 NVMe SSD enclosure to facilitate the cloning process. I used Macrium Reflect Free to clone the SSD. I've updated SSDs in work laptops 2 times previously. My first attempt at cloning the HP EX950 resulted in a boot time CMOS checksum error that would not rectify by resetting the CMOS and rebooting multiple times. I speculated that drive encryption may be the cause, and there was a BIOS/FW setting that was getting in the way, so I unencrypted the source drive and recloned. I updated to the latest BIOS/FW as well. I experienced the CMOS checksum error again, but it cleared after resetting/rebooting, but then the laptop threw inaccessible boot device failure. I rebooted to the same error, then shut down completely and pulled the power cord. Battery remained internally connected. After another lengthy reboot cycle, delta 60 to 90 seconds, the laptop recognized the SSD and booted into Windows, magically. H.P. places a Windows retools, recovery, partition at the end of the drive, and the clone process prevents expanding the C volume partition over it. I built a tuxedo-parted bootable flash drive to move the recovery partition and expand C. Frustratingly, the HP Spectre would not authenticate and boot the parted flash drive, so I had to use my Dinosaur desktop PC. Interestingly, the first time I booted the HP Spectre with the repartitioned EX950, it did not recognize the C expansion and recovery partition move. Another reboot magically fixed that. Lastly, I tested the C volume by copying large video files to the expanded space and making sure they worked before deleting them. All in all, I spent about 8 hours on upgrading my laptop's SSD, which in the past has taken an hour at most. I can't blame the EX950. Windows 10 and the Spectre laptop security features are the likely reasons for the difficulty. The EX950 worked right out of the box in the SSK SSD enclosure. I suspect I would have run into the same issues with any other SSD. Click link in description for more reviews.